Okay, this is part 6 of my X4 tutorial, and after Colonel we're gonna go to Stingray, which there's not much to explain on the stage. It's just an auto-scroller, so yeah. There's a few things to take into account, but that's it. So again, auto-scroller, you can't do much. You can only do one thing to make this go faster, and that is air dashing. When you air dash, the screen moves faster, and that's all you can do. Oh, right here there's a heart there. Yeah, that's it. Dashing on the ground, from what I tested, seems like it saves like a few frames, but nothing major. Air dashing, on the other hand, saves like almost half a second each air dash. A little less, like 25 frames, I think. So, yeah, air dash through this entire stage. So the only thing I can really recommend is try memorizing this stage and also finding where you feel comfortable dashing, because if you dash at the wrong spot you can't control the bike after the air dash, so you're going to like that. If you land near a... Okay, so I'll explain why. A lot of people say that the bike eats inputs, and that's not the issue. The issue is after you do an air dash, when you're landing on flat ground, you can see like the bike just like landing. There's a little landing animation. Whoops. Like there. Very easy to see it on a flat ground. Like the bike kinda just lands on the ground, and that landing animation is like 16 frames. And while you're landing, you can't do any inputs because you can't do anything in that animation. So if the bike's not jumping, you press too early, because it is a pretty significant window where the animation doesn't let you do the jump like that. I didn't jump, that was a ground dash. So take note of that. Another thing for the movement on this stage is, as I said, after the air dash you can't control the bike, but you can during it. You can go up and you can go down. You wanna go down just so you land on the ground as soon as possible, and then you can air dash as soon as possible again. But yeah, that's the gist of this stage. Like there's not much to note. On this heart, like on this ledge, you have to just land, like let go, just press right without any dash, anything, and you will get in the platform or the heart. I've seen people do an air dash here, just, you know, a little bit faster, but I've also seen people do this and go over the heart, and then you have to die. So what I do is just don't dash in that section until you grab the heart. But yeah, that's about it. You have the landing animation. Air dash is the fastest way to move the screen, and you don't really have to kill anything. I just like shooting. I think I lose one air dash compared to the most optimal way to do it, but I'm just used to doing it this way. So I'll show it now, how I usually clear this first half, like where I dash. remember, if you air dash on a bad spot, like somewhere you're not used to air dash, it's better to wait and try to realign yourself to where you usually air dash, because if you don't know where you're going to land, you're most likely going to die. Okay, second half is exactly the same. There's only one another thing that you're gonna see. When you air dash and it finishes on a ledge, like that, the bike stays in the air on its own for a few frames. Basically, for the entire landing animation, it's still on the air without you having to jump or anything. So you can use that to use air dash as soon as the game lets you, like that, and so you don't have to jump before dashing. So it's just a little, I guess, hover glitch, I don't know, from the bike, so that you can air dash immediately. Just press circle without jumping and you get the dash instantly. Oh man, that can happen. But yeah, again, the same idea as the first half. Just air dash through the stage. If you get like on some edges, I mean some ledges, you can air dash immediately without having to jump, and that's it really. At the end here they say sub tank. I'll pause so I can make a save state. Okay. So you know those little red things on the floor? So to get the A tank, you have to jump here and air dash, and you get the tank there. If you air dash too late, you won't be able to jump and you will fall like that. So you won't be able to jump and you'll land here. So you have to kill yourself and do the stage again. So a good cue to know if you can get another air dash or not are those little red things here. You can, if you are a little bit in front of them, you can get an air dash. Like that, that's good enough. See? If you're too far away, you won't be able to. So that's like a little cue to know if you can get an extra air dash. Now, if you're not sure, just wait until the edge and then do the air dash to the tank. And yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, also, don't go up when you do the air dash there, because something like this can happen when you go up and you miss the tank. So try to stay like on a middle ground. I usually jump. Oh, too late. I usually jump, wait for the bike to go down a little bit, and then I go up a little bit. And yeah, that's about it. Another dash to get here, another, and we get to the boss. And really, that's it. Okay, you have this. If you took too much damage for some reason, you can take this. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so this boss, we don't have. I mean, we have his weakness, but fighting him with his weakness, it's very slow. Like ice, it freezes him, and then you have this long, like ice animation. If you wanna fight him like this, I recommend doing this. So you can like stun lock him, but this way is extremely slow. Now, if you do this, you have a chance of the ice actually hitting Stingray twice. And if we have the hypothetical case where you can get those double hits every single time, that fight is faster. but the chance of getting those double hits with the ice involves him going down while the ice is spawning, like going up spawning, and when that's happening, you have a 1 in 8 chance of getting a double hit. So the ideal fight, so your chance of getting like the ideal fight with the double hits is like 1 in 8 to the power of 5, I think. So yeah, it's a significantly small chance. Even just getting one double hit is extremely rare. So that is a very easy way to do the fight. You really don't have to do anything. If you want something safer but a little bit faster, is shoot these buster shots and then switch to ice. That way you have a little bit more of DPS. But yeah, like this is extremely low with that just non-existent chance of the ice hitting him twice. But I guess this is a viable option for a beginner. Now the actual fight involves you using the buster. So you come in with 4 shots, get the 4 shots there, and then one when he's going to the other side. He has 2 patterns. This one with the little stingrays, that's what you wanna see. So you can shoot him, or he can dive without shooting these little guys. So he will go down when he has about half health. He will do this suck pattern. Yeah, that's the 3 patterns he can do. Well, he has one more, but hopefully you don't see that one. But yeah, he's not doing it. He can also just go down and instead of shooting these things, go to the other side immediately. So you start with the 4 shots and then you charge. And the way I do it, I charge on this one 3, but then I always only keep 2. There's the quick dive. I just go with 2 instead of charging like 4. And the reason for that is if he gives you a dive, like a quick dive to the other side, you don't have enough time to charge 4 shots and hit him twice when he does the dive. But when he does the dive, you can usually only hit him once if you try to get 4 charges like this. If he does the dive, so see, he's there and I'm not able to damage him because I'm still charging. So to keep your DPS up and also save a little bit of time with the bad RNG, it's better to do the fight charging only 2 shots at a time, outside of this first attempt where you can usually get 3. Now if he dies, I have another shot ready. I wanna see if he gives me the bad pattern. Yeah, so he goes up. This happens when he's in yellow health, and yeah, it literally depends on the pattern he gives you. So again, you have the 4 shots. Oh, a dive. There I missed. There. So 1, usually while he's going down, you wanna shoot him. See, this is what I'm talking about. Since I'm only charging 2 shots, I always have a shot ready if he does a dive. If I was charging 4 or 3 even, you usually don't have enough time to hit him twice with that kind of pattern. So it mitigates a little bit of RNG. see how I charged 4 but I wasn't able to hit him. So yeah, that's why on this fight I recommend charging 2 shots at a time. That's pretty much it, really. You can finish with ice if you want, so you don't have to charge another buster shot. So I guess there's one other thing I can mention. So at the beginning of the fight, usually you'll get 4 shots like this, and then 1 when he goes over. There's another very tight strat that you can do. I'll try to do it. That. So instead of getting 5 charge shots, you get 5 charge shots and a green shot. And that makes it so you can kill him right here. And that saves a lot of time, because if you don't get that green shot in between, and you only do charge shots, and he goes down early, you are short 1 shot of killing him like this. Now I will be short 1 shot. See? Now I have to wait for him and then kill him up here. So that saves like 2.5 seconds. Well, it saves like 2 seconds compared to the best pattern, which is actually him doing only 1 dive and then doing his little Stingray's attack twice. And it saves like 3.5 compared to this pattern, like where you have to wait or 3 seconds. However, the window where you're gonna actually get all these shots in and then the green shot is actually pretty tight. See, I wasn't able to charge there. So I don't recommend doing that fight if you're new. It's not really something that impactful, but it does save a significant amount of time if you want, like, I don't know, a 43 time. But yeah, that strat exists and you can go for it. I don't recommend it. Oh yeah. I think this is the last thing of this fight. When he dives like this, you know how he floats back into the screen? The higher you are when he does that, the longer he takes. So if I'm down here, he appears sooner than if I'm up here. See? Well, I guess, well, technically he takes the same time to appear on screen, but if I'm down here, he like spawns at the top of the screen, at the current top of the screen, which would be about here. If I'm here, he spawns all the way up here. So that is something to take in mind, to have in mind. If you want to have like a little bit of more time for the charges, you can, when he's doing the dive, you can be like up here, so you have a little bit more time to charge. I usually try to be about this height right here when he leaves the screen, so he comes back a little bit sooner. But yeah, that's about it really for this fight. There's whoops, there's not much more going on here other than timing your shots properly. Whoops. But yeah, that's it. That's literally it. Like this stage, just air dash through it. Again, each one saves a little bit under half a second, like 25 frames. And the boss fight is just buster shots to kill him, because of the animation of the ice. Just takes way too long to use his weakness. Yeah, that's it really. Like again, Colonel and Stingray were gonna be short videos. So now, after Stingray, it comes Beast, which is a pretty complex stage just because of the amount of enemies that there is. It's pretty tough. I may pre-record it and then go like slowly frame by frame on each section, because there's a lot going on when you want to do this stage optimally. So yeah, that's about it. Bye bye.